Yo, what is up, my stars? Welcome back to another stream. I hope you all had a very lovely week and a very happy Mother's Day. And we are kind of carrying that over to today's stream. I know Mother's Day is different depending on where you live in the world. Here in America, it was yesterday, so the 11th, and that is the theme actually for this week's episode of You and Idol Precure. Fun, I know, crazy, but I need to scoop myself in. You mind if I get a little bit closer, you guys? You mind? Do you mind if I get a little bit closer? Do you mind? Anyway, hello, welcome back. Hi, Lily on YouTube. Hi, Emmanuel, welcome. And hi, Lily on Twitch, welcome. Oh, your tests are over. Congratulations. I know that's stressful. I believe in you. I believe you did a good job. Also, thank you, Andre, for the first on Twitch. But yeah, tonight we're just gonna be yapping about You and Idol Precure a little bit, talking about the episode, and there's actually a couple things that I want to update with you guys with. So before we get into it, Precure fans unite. Because as you can kind of see with my YouTube channel here on the Glitter M channel, I've kind of started doing a couple different types of videos and stuff. This is my little rebranding over here, where the videos are a little bit different, a little bit more of a higher quality, I would say, and I do a lot more research into the videos now and stuff. And so the first video was a Sailor Moon video. This last video was a video talking about another series called if I can remember the name, I said it wrong. I was saying Lizalette. Her name is Lizlot, something like that. It's in the video. I cannot pronounce that name for some reason, but it's the manga. It's a manga series that's on a hiatus, and it's the same mangaka as Fruits Basket. So I was comparing a little bit of the two characters because they're very similar and stuff. Toru and I'm just gonna call her Liz. They are pretty similar, and so I've been working on some videos like that, but I'm currently in the process of writing 2 scripts for Precure. I'm in the process of writing 2 Precure scripts, so you guys are gonna have 2 Precure videos. One of them is gonna be, I think at least a pretty long one. So it's gonna come eventually, but it's gonna be a while before this video comes out. And I have another one that's about Dancing Stars Precure, so super excited. But the long one's kind of like a recap history, I guess, of Precure. I've never done one of those, and I kind of want to. So if you guys have any facts or things that you want me to include in the video, do let me know in chat, or if you're watching the VOD, in the comments. Because I'm trying to gather as much information as I can. Those iceberg videos? I recently watched a couple Sailor Moon iceberg videos, and I'm like, I don't want to do an iceberg. So let's just say that it's not an iceberg video, but it follows that theme where I'm kind of trying to dive into videos and topics and collaborations, games, whatnot, just kind of Precure things that maybe newer fans might not know, or people might have missed, stuff like that. Just kind of going over the complete history and stuff of Precure and the seasons and the characters. So that's gonna be a while. I do want to try to see if I can ask a couple of my Precure content creator fans and friends if they could do some voicing and stuff for it, because I thought that would be a nice addition. Because it's been a while since I've done a collab over here on the Glitter M side with my I guess technically facetuber content creators. So yeah, I'm gonna see if anyone wants to help me out here and whatnot. But that would be really cool. That'd be really pog. Oh my god, guys, it's Ilias. Well. Look who it is. You know what? Look who it ain't. Look who it ain't, Ilias. Look. You know what? I'm gonna write it down right here. Ilias has been very naughty. No Christmas presents this year. Only coal. Check mark. Stretch and drink. Stretch. I stretch. Eat, I stretch. I stretch and I drink. What comment? I swear to God, I swear you're trolling me with this. Did you look at my comment thing? I swear you're trolling me here. I swear. I swear you're trolling. Oh my goodness. You know what? Tell me where the comment is. Tell me what channel it is, what video. Provide me with the screenshots. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, that's just some little, like, yapping to start off the stream. So yeah, if you guys have any like Precure things you want me to cover, let me know. If I tell you that it wouldn't mean anything, you know what? Alias, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get your IP address, and I'm gonna give you a visit. I'm gonna give you a visit. No. Imagine this. Imagine this popping up in your room at night. Like, back up? Okay. Hi. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Hi. Hey. Hey. What's up? How's it going? How you doing? What's up? How's it going? Hey. Personal space. No personal space. No personal space on the Glitter M channel. No. No. Hey Sailor Kaori, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yeah. Okay, I backed up. I got the sillies out. The sillies are out. But we do need to talk about today's episode of Precure, which is You and Idol. So, this is episode 14, and again, this is the Mother's Day. This is the Mother's Day episode. So, usually Precure will sometimes theme episodes based around holidays, and this one in particular is based around Mother's Day. So, we've got a pretty cool episode today. I'm not gonna lie. I went into this one like, oh, great. Another filler one. And I wish I could remember. Oh my god. Okay, wait. Let me get it together. Let me get it together. Let me get my information. So definitely go check out Magical Cinnamon's I think it was a short about this, but I remember last stream it was when they're like playing volleyball and stuff, episode 13, and they were dealing with this girl's crush, and just like a little filler episode. And in like one of the streams that I made, the last one, talking about episode 13, I was like, I don't really like this episode. It's just kind of a filler sports episode. This isn't necessarily like something that I love. It's kind of but I will say Cinnamon Leo kind of changed my my thoughts about that a little bit, because I did see that they were talking about how this episode was actually inspired. Episode 13 was inspired by Sailor Venus, because if you guys know, Sailor Venus is a volleyball player. She's volleyball girl and an idol girl. But I'm not gonna lie, that made me change my mind just a little bit about this last episode. But I just want to throw that in because I was kind of dogging on that last episode, and now I'm like, maybe my opinion has changed a little bit, you know. Yes, I just started watching in Chinese. Got you. Oh, airs on a preschool channel. I gotcha. So yeah, this episode is about like Mother's Day and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, like I was saying, I went into this one thinking that it was just gonna be like an episode. It wasn't gonna be that great, Another filler episode. Y'all. This was a really good one. I'm not gonna lie, this one made me cry a little bit. It's always a good episode if M cries a little bit. It was very emotional for just like, I guess it's technically like a filler in a way. I would say maybe a half filler, because I do think that this actually provides a little bit more information about Kokoro and her family status, because we do know, before we get into recounting this episode, we have seen that Kokoro lives with her grandparents, her mom, and her dad technically is no longer with us. We saw a photo of him a little bit before. We do get some more information in this episode, which it seems like I can't say what exactly it is. It could be cancer, it could be a terminal illness or something. We don't quite get the, like exact, uh, status of his health, but we know that her father does pass away. And so we'll talk about that in a little bit, but we do get to see a little bit more about her family dynamic, so that is pretty nice. That's something that I wanted to see because we know that it's kind of important because we see when Kokoro is like right before like she becomes Kyun, she's kind of debating, does she even really care about the idol Precure anymore because they're not exactly what she thought they would be, and they're just normal girls who she goes to school with. So we see a moment where it looks like she's kind of like debating and she goes for her dad's photo. So she's definitely close to both of her parents, but this is a very Kokoro-centered episode today. So this episode starts off with it being Mother's Day, and so Kokoro's mom is like, I promise I'll be home early. We see a lot about her mom this episode because it's Mother's Day. Her mom is a businesswoman. It looks like she's wearing a blazer and heels, and she seems to always be kind of busy with work. She seems kind of like a workaholic, very overworked. She definitely wants to spend time with her daughter, but jobs they kind of get in the way. But Kokoro's always just kind of, like waiting around for her mom, but it's Mother's Day, so she wants to do something nice. So her first stop in this episode is she goes and buys her mom a flower, and then she heads over to her friends, and I'm not gonna lie, I won't say what this is yet because I didn't it clicked towards the end of the episode. But when she goes into Uta's cafe, Uta and Nana are there, and for some reason they're acting a little silly, like they're trying to hide something from Kokoro. But it's kind of swept under the rug, but remember that because we'll come back to that later. Okay, that's kind of important for the end of the episode. Yeah, similar to Smile. Yeah, honestly. I don't know why, but Precure has a lot of parent like stuff where it makes me kind of sad, or even kind of like why can't I remember Moonlight's name? It's not Yuki, is it? I can't remember. If you guys remember what Kira Moonlight's name is, it's been a while since I watched Heartcatch. It's been at least like half a year since no, it's been more than it's been a full year since I've watched Heartcatch. Oop. Oop, and I oop. And I oop. And I oop today. Oh my goodness. But yeah. So anyway, basically Kokoro goes over to her friends and she wants to write a message with the card. The card came, or she wants to write a message with the flower. A card came with the flower, and she wants to write a message for her mother, but she doesn't quite know what to write. So, she asks Nana and Uta, what would you do? And Kokoro, not Kokoro, sorry. Uta is like, just sing a song, she's over here singing like a Mother's Day song, but that's not quite, that's not quite Kokoro's style. But we do see a really funny moment that I want to talk about because of fairy lore. So apparently, it seems like there's more to this, and that manager-san did not want to get into it in this episode. But basically, the fairies are kind of birthed from a ribbon tree by the big Kira ribbon. So it's like a little musical note, and it kind of opens up like a bean or something, and that's how they're like born. But Uta asks, so the fairy's mom is a tree? And the manager's like, never mind. So that's kind of silly, not gonna lie, but it was funny. I want to know more. You know what? I want to know more. I want to know how the fairies are born. I want to know more. Yuri, thank you. I couldn't remember. Oh my god, who was I thinking of? Maybe I was thinking. No, that's Momoko. Oh my god, there's someone else named Yuki, but like there's probably other characters named Yuki. I don't know why I was thinking it was Yuki, and then for a second I was like, no, that's Erika's sister. No, that's Momoko. See, I'm getting everyone confused. But it's okay, because now I can remember Erika's sister, because I have a friend named Momoko. So now I can kind of remember that name a little bit more. Right, it feels so relatable. The Precure parent stuff is so relatable. I do like the way that they tackle it because it is kind of aimed for a younger audience, and I do think it's a pretty nice, like, way to kind of explain things to kids in a way. But yeah, we do see a couple flashbacks for, like kid Uta, like baby Uta, where she's like, it looks like she's at, like maybe preschool or something, or after school, something like that, like an after school place, because she's got her little backpack on, but basically it's really late at night, and she seems to be the last kid at this place, and she's just waiting to go home. She's like sleeping because it's so late, but her mom had to work overtime, so she finally gets to get her daughter, and her mom's like, to make it up to you, I'll make your favorite tonight. And so you can definitely see that the mom doesn't want to miss out on time with her kid. She wants to spend time with Kokoro, but work, and like, I'm not gonna lie, from what I've heard, jobs in Japan, it's kind of like you have to like give it your all. Your job is like your everything, so it's kind of sad, but work does kind of seem to come first. Especially, like, I don't think they necessarily have too many, like, financial troubles, but for a lot of people, work just has to kind of come first. It's not like they wanted to, but you just you gotta pay money. My old boss's name was Momoko. Momoko. How could you mix them up? Listen, it's been a while. You know what? There were so many characters in Precure. There's nearly like 100 cures. So like, listen here, Aeneas. Listen here. And also, I am writing the script for like Precure. Like, I'm going over like just about like every season. So right now I have Nagisa and Honoka like all up in my brain because I'm writing about them right now. Because for right now, I'm going over in the script, I'm writing down everything for Futaiwa, and then Futaiwa Max Heart. So I'm like, I'm working. There's just so many. There's just so many. But yeah, anyway, Kokoro basically is like trying to put something together for her mom, but like, she just doesn't really know what to do. But then all of a sudden, as she's walking down the street, we see that her mom gets attacked by one of the villains, and I can't remember what this one's name is. What's his name? What's the one with the skinny head? Zachary, I think. Yeah, Zachary. It takes me a moment. I like Cuddy and Chokorine, but I'm not gonna lie, Zachary's kind of like eh. He's kind of like eh. But anyway, Kokoro immediately transforms to go help out her mom, and luckily her friends are there with her. But it's a very emotional fight because Kokoro is basically fighting her mom here, basically fighting her mom like in a quote-unquote akumatized, to put it in Miraculous Ladybug terms, state. And so the whole time she's fighting, she's like, I need to tell my mom how special she is to me and all that she's done for me. And we get a little bit of a flashback to Kokoro when she's younger, and we see her father. She's probably, I would say, like anywhere from like 4 to 6, maybe younger. She's very young. But basically she sees her father in the hospital. Her mom, she kind of has this expression like she knows that he's not gonna make it, like he's not doing very well. But it's a very sad episode. Hi, Alex, Sally, Wally. I like that name. Hi. Kokoro made me sobbing. This one was really sad. Chewy sneezed all over your stream. Listen here, Robin. Listen here. This is emotional. It's such a sweet moment. It is. No. Yeah, it's very sweet. Exactly. Kokoro has such a sweet mom. Yeah, we see like the mom definitely seems like she knows, cuz like if you look at the still photos, her mom kind of has this like facial expression, like she knows something bad is going to happen. She knows that he's probably not going to make it. so that's really sad. But we still see her mom comforting her, and after her dad does pass away, we see the mom and her crying together. So her mom is kind of like her rock, like her foundation. Even though she's working a lot, she still tries her best to make time for Kokoro. She goes in and makes sure that her daughter's like sleeping well and helps her practice dancing and everything. She just wants to thank her mom for everything, because even though she's not always, there by her side, she still is always going to be supporting her, and it's very sweet. But I do like that this episode. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's how I feel about things, because I don't want the solo climaxes to completely go away, but it's since we've got like a little bit of a power up, it's like every single climax is where they're dancing together. I do think that in episodes where it centers around a certain character, I do feel like it should be the solo climax. So I do feel like today it should have been Kokoro solo dancing and singing for the climax. But I love the one where they're all singing and dancing together, but I do think that it would be nice to actually see those again. Because I kind of miss them now. I miss Kokoro Opito, yes. It was really catchy and I like it. Oh, I didn't see the subs yet. I thought Crunchyroll was tweaking. Oh, my frames are dropping a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. They're back up. They're back up. But, okay. Maybe I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but, I watch a lot of my stuff on high anime. I watch a lot of high anime, so, that's all I'm gonna say. Oh. There has been some funny stuff with the episodes last week in streaming service from that show. Yeah, okay, once again, I use high anime. Anyway, they did finally update the name. So, yeah, last episode 13 didn't have a name last week, and it was so weird, but they did. They updated it finally. You're telling Robin. Robin's right here. What is Robin gonna do, huh? What is Robin gonna do? Yeah, the anime websites. I don't use Crunchyroll. I'm not a huge fan of Crunchyroll, to be fair. And money. It can't be Uta tried by herself, and it didn't work, and it's stronger, so Kokoro wouldn't either. Yuen Idol reminds me of Lolly Rock. I always imagine myself wanting similar. I haven't seen Lolly Rock, and I need to. I'm kind of on. Oh, okay. This is like a little pause in the recap, but I'm kind of on a little bit of an anime journey. So I'm going in and I'm trying to watch like anime and stuff. So if you guys have any recommendations, put them in the chat. Because I'll talk about this when I'm done recapping, but I've went through some. I've been binging a little bit, not gonna lie. But yeah, anyway, they do save Kokoro's mom, and this is the cute part. Remember at the beginning, by the way, when I said that Uta and Nana were kind of being secretive and hiding something from Kokoro? Yeah, it's because her birthday is also on Mother's Day, and so she comes home and finds an empty, house until she goes to the kitchen where everybody surprises her. And so, they've got her presents, they got her a cake, they've got her appetizers from Uta's family, so that's kind of how, like, they know that, Kokoro's birthday is coming up, because Kokoro's mom ordered dessert, I think it was appetizers, not desserts, appetizers from Uta's family's what's it called, cafe, I guess, the Glitter Cafe. I should remember that. But they were making a little present for her and everything. And it was really sweet. And so now all the girls have a Pretty Holic fragrance. So that's really cute. It's really cute. And then her mom gets her a CD of literally her and her friends. They're right there. Gives her a IO Precure CD. Which is kind of funny because, like, they give each other these, like, knowing looks, like, oh, yeah, that's us, but I can't say anything, But anyway, there's this really sweet moment where we see Kokoro as a baby, and even though her father has passed on, her mom, she says that your father and I's greatest treasure is you, Kokoro. And it's very obvious that she has very loving parents, and even if her father's no longer with us, her mom does say your father's watching over us at all times wherever we go. And it's just very sweet to see the relationship between like mother and daughter, because I do feel like it seems like Kokoro's a little upset that her mom isn't always there for her when she like kind of needs it, but like her mom's always trying her best to be there and supportive of her. And there's this cute little like photo at the end, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want it. I kind of want this photo on my wall. It's very cute. It's with Kokoro and all of her family, including the fairies and her new friends. So that's a really sweet, touching end. But next episode, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys the synopsis for episode 15, and I want to hear your thoughts on it, because I heard the quote, "Sissy, let's go on a date," and I'm like, excuse me? What? So apparently the next episode is Meruan and Puirin go on a date or something. Like, it's literally titled Operation Make Sissy Fall in Love. Like, what are we talking about? Like, huh? 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 We'll have to see. But yeah, I definitely think it's supposed to be like an episode about how kind of possessive Meruan is towards Puirin, because are they technically sisters? I don't necessarily know. It's not stated that they're like technically sisters, but they feel like they are. But Mero is much younger than Puri, and so Mero is definitely like, I love you, you're my favorite, and I want you to all to myself, I want you all to myself. And she gets a little jealous whenever Uta or anyone else kind of messes with Purin, because Purin is her sister. So I definitely think it's going to be an episode showing their dynamic and stuff. So we'll have to see. Mm. Kokoro and her mom kind of feel like Alice's relationship with her butler. Oh, yeah. Oh, Doki Doki. And how we would always be by her side reminds me of that a little, yeah. Oh. Yeah, aren't Meron and Purin's sisters? Yeah. Yeah, that's what, I don't know. This one's, I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a really confusing next episode, but I feel like it's just one of those ones that, like, the teaser might be a little bit misleading or something, so we'll just kind of have to, like, see as we go. I just don't know how I feel about this next one. I'm not necessarily hyped for it, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We will have to see, but yeah. Yeah. They're probably friends that see each other as sister or as siblings. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. I do kind of think that they're not quite siblings, but we do know that Mero was just kind of like, like alone, always reading, hanging out by yourself, until Puirin kind of stepped in and was like, hey, come play with me. So I definitely think that Mero is very attached to Puirin, because Puirin was someone who was outgoing, and someone who asked her to play. So no one else seemed to like really talk to Mero, and she always seemed to be alone. So when someone comes into your life and they're like, hey, come be by my side, let's be friends, you kind of have an attachment to them. You kind of want to be with them, like you just want to always be around them. They're like your comfort person. So I definitely think Puirin is the comfort person to Meron, because we do see that Puri was the only fairy who got to actually leave when the crystallization happened to the kingdom. Only Mero and Puri were the ones to escape it, which I want to know how they were able to escape it. I want to see that lore. But we do know that Mero just kind of had to stay behind, all alone, while all the other fairies are frozen. So I'm sure she was very lonely again. So I definitely think that, seeing her sissy again, she's very excited and just kind of wants to keep Puirin all to herself. Maybe it's just a play date. I do see that they're like kind of playing some dress up and stuff, so maybe that is true. Maybe. We'll have to definitely see. Definitely have to see. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even say thank you for the follow. I was yapping. Oh my god, thank you for the follow. Asphyxia Bunny, thank you. I didn't even see. I'm so sorry, but thank you. Let's see. Purin wouldn't take this seriously. Probably, probably. But yeah. But yeah. That's all the recap that I have for today. So if you guys want to talk about anything, now's your chance. I will say, tomorrow I gotta go to the craft store, which I'm gonna be vlogging because on my second channel I am starting to do some like vloggy kind of stuff for like cosplays and stuff, and so I gotta go to the fabric store and I gotta get a couple of like ornament looking things and like like hair pieces, like jewelry kind of ornament pieces, and some fabric because I'm going to a con this Saturday. It's my first con in like a year, and I'm going as Mau Mau, the garden party Mau Mau costume from the Apothecary Diaries. But it's so weird. I've said this before, but it's just so weird. Like I ordered the costume from Amazon, and I ordered it like as a like an XL, I think maybe it was a 2XL or XL, just to make sure, or like a 1XL, XXL or 2XL, something like that, because usually in American sizes I wear like medium to large, but I'm like, costumes usually tend to be on the smaller side, and I don't want to do a whole lot of altering to this costume because the con is in like, at the time that I bought it, it was like a week and a half. So I'm like, I don't want to do a whole lot of fixing up to it. So I'm like, I'm going to order it a little bit bigger. And I paid a little bit extra for one that was already in America, just so like it would get shipped to me on time before the con. And the top piece, which is kind of like it's kind of like a robe. It's meant to be open, but it has like really long sleeves and stuff. The sleeves were way too long. The seam was so far down on my arm, it was at my elbow, which it was obviously it's supposed to be up near your shoulder. And so I had to go in and cut it up and sew a new seam into it, like kind of take it in a little bit. But then everything else didn't fit. Like the skirt's fine. It's a little bit long. Hi Chrono, thank you. I hope you had a good Mother's Day as well. But yeah, like the skirt is way too long, but it's like it's not too bad that I can't like work with it, but it's got like this white little like fabric on the end, so I know that it's gonna get dirty, so love that. But the belt is too small. The top piece too big. The belt is too small. Now where's that logic? Because I sized it up. Like, So I have to go get the belt, and they have a tie that's literally, it's not even supposed to be around your body. It's just supposed to tie at the front, and it's too small. It's just not long enough. And so I'm gonna have to go in and find like something that matches that fabric. And also I bought a wig, and they didn't give me any ornaments or like any of the like what's it called, the jewelry that comes with her costume. Like Mau Mau, I've styled the wig. I might need to do a little bit more work on it, but Mau Mau's got like 2 beads, so I gotta sort those beads. She has a necklace in this this costume, so I'm like, I gotta try to find something that could work for her necklace. She's got some like golden roses, like small little golden roses on her buns, so I'm like, I gotta try to find some stuff because I ain't got it, I swear every time I watch your stream, that's when the whole store needs my help. Oh, I see. But you know what, Robin? At least you're off. I heard from a little Kraken that Robin was off the next couple days. Maybe you'll see some streams or something from me. Who knows? But yeah, I've got a busy next couple of days, but I am filming the whole process for my second channel, so you'll see it. You'll see me working on this costume and stuff, and I'll make a vlog. I'm forcing my mom to go with me. So I'm gonna try to make a really nice vlog and stuff, because the last time I went to this con, I think it was by myself. I went with a friend one time, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't want to be mean to this friend, but I went to a con with one of my friends, and they were like, I need to bring my partner with me so that, like, he can drive me here. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't vibe with their partner. And so they also just kind of didn't let me be around my friend the whole day. So I'm like, I didn't have a whole lot of fun that year. Like, it was fun seeing my friend and all, but, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people. I've learned from being in high school. I'm one of those people who I'm like, please don't bring your significant others to, like, you know, things that we do. Because I'm here for you, not your pookies. You know, because, like, maybe it's just my friends, like, some of them, I'm not gonna lie, some of them have gotten rid of, like, boyfriends and partners who I don't like, and I'm happy because they are jerks, which I won't get into a whole slew of it, but one in particular, I was like, I am so glad that you finally broke up with this dude, bestie. Like, he was literally an asshole. He would talk behind your back. I'm glad you got rid of him. But I remember we took him to con one year too, and I don't know what it is, but it's like, please. I just want to see my friends, and it's like their partners won't even let me talk to my friend. It's like, well, this is my, you know, this is my girlfriend, this is my partner, so, like, you know, it sucks to suck. And I'm like, you see them all the time. I see them, like, maybe once or twice a year, because some of my friends don't live in the same state as me anymore, so I'm like, I feel like it's kind of hard with that relationship I'm currently in, one similar to that. Like, I think it's okay, just as long as, like, you know, their partners are, like, you know, understanding that they get to see them all the time and I don't, then it's okay. You know, some of my friends have had some cool partners and stuff, but, like, some of them, I'm not gonna lie, have pretty bad choices, but I can't complain. So do I. So do I. Mine was good. Oh, your Mother's Day. My mom got some flowers and a strawberry cake, and yes, this episode was really heartwarming, as I really felt bad for Kokoro in this episode, as her mother is a very busy, hardworking workaholic, which she barely gets to spend any time with her mother, but her mother still cares for her, and on top of that, Kokoro is still coping with the loss of her deceased father. Yeah. This is a really good one. I'm not gonna lie, I went into this one thinking that I wasn't gonna like it because it's just gonna be like a filler or something, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was a really good one. I actually really liked this one. I liked hearing more about Kokoro, because I do think Kokoro might still be my favorite. I'm kind of leaning between Idol and Kyun Kyun, but I don't know. I like them all. It's hard to pick because I really like them all, you know. But yeah. Anyway, I'm taking my mom to con. My mother is coming to an anime convention with me, which she's probably gonna hate, because my mom is not the kind of person who cares for conventions, but see, the thing is, I don't know if anyone else does this, but my mom understands this, and I think I've learned it from her, but when I go out somewhere, I plan everything out. Like, I plan how long I'm gonna be there, and by what time I wanna leave by. Like, for example, like, when I go to the mall, you know, I'm like, okay, I want to be there when the mall opens, which is like I think it's like 10 o'clock or something. So I'm like, I want to be at the mall by 10 o'clock when it opens, and I want to go to certain stores. Like, the stores that I usually go to are like your silly, goofy weeb stores. So I'm like, I want to hit up Barnes & Noble, I want to go to Hot Topic for a little bit, and I want to go to Box Lunch. You know, those are like my 3 stores that I want to go to. So I'm like, okay, I want to go to these 3 stores in an hour so that I can go and get to the eating places, like food court, or like they have a sushi restaurant at my mall. So I'm like, I want to be there ready to eat at 11, and then I'm gonna leave, at 11. And so I'm like, okay, I want to be done by 12, and then we get home by like 1 o'clock, and I want to take a nap. I plan out everything when I go out, and maybe it's just because I don't know. I'm very introverted, so I'm like, maybe it's because of how introverted I am, but like, I love being at home. I'm a homebody. I want to be home. Like, I like to go out and stuff, but I still kind of, I'm always like, okay, checking my watch. When are we going home? When can I leave? Like, and it's not like I don't want to be here anymore or anything. It's just like my social battery is running out. Because, it happens sometimes. It definitely does happen sometimes to me, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, my mom kind of understands that, so she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. Because I only plan to be there for at max maybe 2 hours. Because it's a pretty small con. Like, they have probably maybe like 50 vendors usually, and they don't have any special like things. Like, this is basically like, how do I put this so you guys can understand? It's kind of like how do I put this, like maybe the size of a conference room, maybe a little bit bigger. Like, think of like a really big conference room. That's kind of the size of it. But anyway, like, there's not a whole lot of stuff to do there. Like, there's a little restaurant. Well, I say restaurant. It's just like a little like stall that's kind of built in, where there's like some refrigerators and like cooking supplies. So they usually hire like a local barbecue place to come in and like cook for people and stuff. So there's food there. There's like, there's the vendors, and they have, it's not really a costume contest or anything like that. Basically what they do is they have a costume walkabout, which is like, they have like a little stage, they have a photographer, and they're like, okay everyone, I think it's like maybe 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that. They have a scheduled time posted for it, but they're like, if you want your photos featured in our like Facebook page, we're gonna do a costume walkabout, so just come up on the stage, we'll take your like pictures, and yeah. That's really all it is. It's kind of like, people can watch if they want to see the costumes and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of it. There's no judging. You're basically just like clapping for the cosplayers as they like come up on the stage. A lot of little kids come to this one, and a lot of like little kids will dress up and they'll like, walk over the stage. So it's really cute, but it's like, it's not a proper cosplay contest. But yeah. The mall I go to has the box lunch and the Hot Topic across from each other. Oh, and then the aquarium is... You have an aquarium in your mall? Girl. Girl. We don't even have an aquarium here. Maybe I'm lying about that. I don't think we do. Hold up. I don't think we have one, but let me check. Aquarium. Do I have an aquarium where I live? Yo, I don't have an aquarium. No way. Guys, don't come to Asheville, North Carolina. There is no aquarium. There's no aquarium. Don't even bother. There's no aquarium. I didn't think we had one. I want an aquarium. They're pretty cool. Speaking of which, I can see Waiko Girl has become a fan fave cure for this season, because so far she gets way more development than Uta and Nana. Yeah, that's so true, actually. Nana, in fact, my only disappointment with this episode was we barely get to see Uta or Nana interact with their mothers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I know Nana's mom is kind of like, like, it looks like she's out of town, like on business or something, but it would still be nice to kind of see like a message or something over the phone, and it would have been nice to see Uta interact with her mom too. So yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. As much of the focus was on Kokoro, but other than that, I love this episode. I just hope Uta and Nana don't end up getting sidelined in favor of the fan fave cure. I got you. I see that. kind of like how in Doki Doki Precure, Glitter Force and Doki Doki, where Diamond, Rosetta, and Sword barely got. Oh god, yeah. Barely got any screen time in that season, as Mana, Cure Heart, and Cure Ace took most of the screen time. Mana and Regina took the entire screen time. And then, oh my god, Cure Ace Aguri came in. Augury, sorry, not Aguri. Augury came in. And then it was like, bye. I will say, I do think in that season, Diamond and Rosetta were the ones who got the least amount of screen time. Sword got a little bit, especially when they were in the Dark Kingdom, and towards the end where they kind of find out more about Regina's character and Ace's character. I definitely think that Sword played a little bit of a bigger role than Diamond and Rosetta, which really sucks because Rosetta is one of my all-time favorites. She's so pretty. She's so cute. I love Alice. Hi, Kriaria. Ken episodes. Exactly. Episode proves once again how much I relate to Kokoro, down to grieving. Oh, I'm so sorry. Grieving a deceased parent, or at least one who's terminally ill. This episode made me cry again. This one definitely hit really hard. This hit really, really hard for me too, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I forgot about her too. Regina was so adorable despite being Daddy's favorite little bratty girl, honestly. Doki Doki was a really good season. I really feel like I need to go back in and rewatch Doki Doki. Cause like, I watched Glitter Force, both Glitter Force and Doki Doki Glitter Force. And then I found out what Precure was. So I went and I watched Smile Precure. Because I'm not going to lie, I did like Smile a lot more than Doki Doki. Because I'm sorry, but the one scene where Happy and Beauty are just like dancing together. Like the Princess Night, like Night Beauty. Princess Miyuki, like I'm sorry, but I was down bad. I was down bad. I love anything that's kind of got that Disney vibe to it, you know, like the stories and stuff, fairy tales. So that season was like one of the best to me, just because, you know, it was like one of my first ever, it actually was my first ever Precure episode or season, and I just fell so in love with it. It was so good. But I'm not gonna lie, Doki Doki wasn't a huge fave of mine, but I kind of feel like I need to go back and watch Doki Doki, like Precure, because I didn't watch the official, you know, Precure. I watched just Doki Doki, because with Smile I watched Glitter Force, and then I went in and I watched it again as Smile Precure, because it was so good. I was like, I can watch this again and be happy every time. Doki Doki I was a little bit with, but I feel like I need to go back in and rewatch it. I feel like maybe my opinion's a little bit different now, and I kind of miss that season. Like, I know some people, you either really like Doki Doki or you're just kind of like with it, because it does have some problems, but I also do think that it does have some pretty cool characters. Like, I do think Regina is one of my like favorite, let's just say, anti-heroes. She's such a complex character, and I really love her, so maybe I do need to go back and rewatch it. But yeah. But let's see. What else is going on in my life? What else can I yap about? What else can I yap about? I don't know. I'm going to a con. I got a lot of work ahead of me before Saturday. That's all I can really yap about. Oh, I actually didn't hate Ace, which she was graceful and beautiful, which I can understand her tragic past, but I felt like she was way out of the line talking. Oh yeah, absolutely. Taking away their powers just to test and see if they're worthy of being Precure, Glitter Force warriors, but I didn't mind her for the most part. Yeah, definitely, she's one of those characters that, like, you know, she's very bratty, and she thinks she's doing, you know, she thinks she's being good and trying to help the team, but she doesn't really have that lack of, what's the word? Lack of understanding, that she's kind of, being a little turd. Yeah, Saturday, Stardew Saturday. I might still be able to do a Stardew Saturday. We'll have to see. I'll have to see. I'll let you guys know. You and Rosa Robin, I'll let you guys know, because I'm going to a con, and I'm not gonna lie, I usually Okay, does anyone else get this way after you go to a convention? Like, if I go as, like, just me, like, if I'm just going, then, like, I'm kind of fine. So I guess it's like being in a costume and having a wig, like, squeezing my head. I tend to get, like, a headache or just, like, kind of, like, a little bit sick afterwards. So, like, does anyone else have that problem? Do you just get like a little sick after con? Because I see a couple cosplayers, like there's a couple vlogs that I watch, and like I see people who they are also kind of like, oh, I'm sick after this convention, guys. End of vlog here. And I'm like, I understand that. Like, it's a lot. Like, cons can definitely be a lot, you know? But we'll see. I'm telling Rosie you hate me? Okay. Cool. Cool. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, I was gonna talk about animes and stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna make a video. I'm probably gonna record it tomorrow. We'll see. But I'm gonna make a video talking about some of the animes that I have been watching recently. Because your girl has finally started watching animes again, you know? Has finally started. And so I started with the Apothecary Diaries. I've watched season 1 and 2. Season 2 is still coming out though, so I'm still watching that one. I started back Naruto. Naruto has been like one of the longest animes that I've ever been watching, and for the longest time, I couldn't watch it because I started on Netflix and then moved over to Hulu. But then Hulu took away all the dub stuff, and I'm like, I want the dub. I'm sorry, but I want Principal Perry as Naruto. And so anyway, I was like, okay, I need to like find somewhere to watch it. And so I finally found it, and so I can watch it now in dub. So I'm trying to get back into the Naruto grind. Let's see. Let me show you guys where I'm at, or just tell you where I'm at. Okay. So I've watched the classic Naruto series, and I'm on the Shippuden series right now. So out of 500 episodes in Shippuden, I am on 202. 202. And let's see. I also started Kimi ni Todoke, and this is one that I like. This is one that I've been really wanting to get into for a while. And it's a classic shoujo romance. But I'm sorry, the slow burn is killing me a little bit. A little bit. It's killing me a little bit. I love Kazuhaya's character, but the slow burn is eating me from the inside, and I want more. Like, please. Anyway. I want more. I do think that I've been watching a little bit more of like adult kind of shoujo stuff. Like, for example, stuff like Voltakoi. I love it, and my frames are dropping. But I feel like I've been watching a lot more like kind of like adult like shoujo stuff, and I feel like it's a little bit faster than like some of the like high schooly teeny stuff, which I kind of actually like that it's a little bit more fast paced, because like Kimi ni Todoke is a little bit too slow. It's a little bit too slow. I'm just like gripping my computer like, oh my god, just get together already, you know? So we'll have to see, but I am on season 2 of that. I'm still watching Naruto, and I'm still watching One Piece as well. I'm still watching Human Idol Precure. I need to get back into Sweet Precure because I started the first episode and then I didn't watch anymore. No, I hate the after con wave. Yeah, exactly. Like, I just feel so sick after con. Especially when Mana went into her depression arc, which she recently lost her new best friend from Ace's first debut episode when Regina got brainwashed again by King Juku's minions. So Ace being a rude bitch didn't, or like that didn't help with Mana's depression. Exactly. Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing with like, oh, what's it called? I'm just chattering my teeth at this point. The biggest issue I feel like is that Augury just doesn't have social skills. Speaking of magical girl anime, I need to get what is that? That's so cool. I need to get back into finishing up Kung Fu Sock. That is such a cool name, which is a very awesome Chinese magical girl cartoon. Ooh. Oh, Marmalade Boy. I'm not gonna lie. I have volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the manga. I don't know that I love Marmalade Boy. I'm just gonna say, the teacher student romance. Mm-mm. 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 Not for me. Not for me. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very weird romance series. Besides that, like, basically it's like parent swap. It's like the girl and the guy, they kind of like live together now because her mom got with his dad and then his mom got with her dad, so it's kind of like wife swap, parent swap or something, spouse swap. So it's a little bit weird, not gonna lie, but like I do kind of want to finish it and see what all happens because I'm really rooting for the girl that I was talking about before to get with her classmate instead of the teacher. I'm really rooting for her. I'm rooting for her. Please. Anyway. Anyway, yeah. Okay, well, that is gonna be all for today's stream. I got a couple like things I gotta work on, but just so you guys know, it might be a little bit busy this week with having to do a lot of cosplay, sewing, and like costume work. And I'll be going to a con this weekend, so I might be a little less online this week because I got a lot of work to do. But we'll just see. We'll just see. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week for the Purin Miro episode. Super exciting. So I hope you all have a really great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.